Hello everyone, my name is Shaima. I am a student living in Tunisia. I'm also a person who likes to crochet, and recently I've been trying to get into knitting. So we'll see how I've been doing in knitting in the past, because we're going to go through every single thing that I have ever knit or crocheted in my two and a bit years that I've been knitting and crocheting. We're going to go through all of the items that I've made. We're going to go through we're going to go through some statistics about what I've made. But before all of that, I want to go through some other statistics. I want to go through statistics about my channel. If this isn't interesting to you, if you want to skip this part, then feel free to do so. There are chapters in the video, so you can just go to the parts that you care about. But as you know, I'm a pretty small channel. This is my second long form video ever. And I want to be able to look back at these videos and see what I was doing and how I was doing it back then. And I also want this to be like a reference point for like other YouTubers to be able to see like how they're doing, especially in the craft space. We have the views, okay? So you can see here that my video got 75 views, which isn't a lot for YouTube, but like I was kind of proud of myself. I was like, 75 people watched me, like, ooh. Which brings us to like 3.6 hours of watch time, which like, I thought that was quick. I didn't realize. And I got a new subscriber. Hi, subscriber. Nice to meet you. Okay, then we have impressions and click-through rate. As you can see, YouTube showed my video to 12.5 thousand people, which is a lot of people. So that's crazy. But of those 12.5 thousand, only 75 people actually clicked on the video, which like shows you that I really need to make better thumbnails. Let's get into that. So I did A/B testing on the thumbnails when I first created the video, okay? In the A/B testing, I got a really stark difference, which is strange. I then did a different A/B test with 3 different thumbnails. It has now been almost a week, and I still don't have the report on that, but I think it's mostly because no one's been clicking on the video recently. So, but I think it's really interesting. If you know what is causing these 2 thumbnails to perform so differently, I would love to know. I don't get it. Now, moving on to what you are here for, these statistics on everything that I have crocheted in the past 2 years. Okay, starting out, I have made about 20 total projects. That's not items, because some of the items have like 2 per project, some of the items are like 3 per project. One of the projects has like 10 items in it, you'll see that. But in total, 20 different projects, okay? Broken down by colors, you can see that the colors that I was using the most of last year were green and blue. For some reason, there's a surprising amount of purple, but I don't see that represented in the actual crochet pieces. So that was very surprising to me. But green and blue, yeah. But at the same time, I also realized that the colors that I do wear are blue, green, and red. So I've decided that this year I'm hopefully gonna be focusing more of that. I also want to include browns and beiges because I think those are very pretty on me. I just find them kind of boring to knit with, but I love the finished product. Time per project, as you can see, I've had a lot of really small projects. A lot of 1-day projects, a lot of 1-week projects. However, I've realized that like the projects that are on the longer end, so we're talking like a little bit less than 6 months, a little bit more than 6 months, those are the projects that I actually end up appreciating the most, and some of my favorite ever projects are from that category. We also have knit versus crochet. Yeah, I am clearly a crocheter, as you can see. Projects per category. Projects per category was really interesting because I realized that I made the same amount of bags as I did cardigans. Did not know that about myself. Always thought I was a big like garment knitter and specifically cardigans. But as you can see, the largest category is actually accessories. I don't know what that's about. As far as patterns, I'm not someone who follows patterns. So I've realized that I will get a pattern and then I will look at it and then I will ignore it. So most of the stuff that I've made is from YouTube. It's self-drafted and there's Pinterest shots. There is one item that is from a pattern, which is the dusk bag, but you will see that it is so heavily modified that it's barely part of the pattern. But I have linked the pattern in the description if you are interested. Now let's get on with the actual items. Starting at number one, we have the granny square cardigan that I've made. This is the first ever item that I've ever crocheted. I remember discovering granny squares and buying like 5 or 6 different colors of like these gorgeous pastel thick chunky yarns and just going crazy, just going hams. And it was in the middle of exam season, because that's always when I lose my mind. It's the middle of exam season. I'm just, instead of studying, making these adorable little squares, and I didn't even know what I was gonna make with them. I just thought like, okay, I'm gonna make a big garment. I don't want to make a blanket, it has to be a garment. But what garment? I have no idea. I didn't know. But in the end, it ended up being that cardigan. It's freaking adorable. I love wearing it. I just don't wear it because it feels like anywhere I go wearing that, everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, where are you going? What are you doing? There's clearly a huge event going on. It's very bright and it's very big and it's very eye-catchy. And I don't always want the eye-catchy. We then have the granny square top. So here's the deal. I spent like 4 or 5 months making that cardigan. So by the time I was done with it, especially like the whole like mattress stitching of things, oh my gosh, I was exhausted. So I was like, I just want to make something. I don't want to acquire a new skill set, but I want to make something that doesn't require stitching. And so what I did was I made 2 huge granny squares, okay, and then I magically on my own discovered the granny stitch. I know, I'm just that good. I rediscovered the whole stitch all on my own, I swear to you. Thank you for the applause. And that project I was able to finish in like a single day. A long day, but a single day. And I was very happy about that. The actual top itself, I think I've worn it once, but I'm not a huge fan. I just don't think it's very flattering on me. It's very like big and boxy and heavy and warm, but it's not flattering. We also then have this top, which everybody was like mind blown with the color palette. Everybody's like, it's so pretty, it's so beautiful. And I don't like this top. I also don't like the color palette. I don't, I'm sorry. I chose blue and orange because they're complementary colors. And I generally like the look of like blue and brown, blue and like a rusted orange. But I don't love them here. I also really dislike the fit of the top. It's even boxier than the other one. And the sleeves aren't the same size and they aren't the same length. I was super inspired by an artist, a crochet artist here on YouTube. Her name is Bidayya. Bidayya Bellwood. I feel like it's a really easy name and I'm just messing it up. Bidayya Bellwood. She is a really cool artist and a lot of her makes are really, really beautiful. Her tops went extremely viral. They were all over the internet. Everybody was talking about them and I was like, I should make one. So I followed the tutorial that she made and I just followed it really badly. And I ended up with that, which is not, again, not horrible for like the 3rd piece I've ever made, but it's not worth its weight in wool, if you know what I mean. Thankfully at this point I was making every single thing in acrylic. I hadn't touched cotton yet, so you know, everything is pretty cheap. The next item is one of the few where to this day I look at it and I'm like, that is so pretty, that is so gorgeous. It is this really pretty like tealy blue. It's not that tealy, it's blue and it's gorgeous. and it's made out of love knot, and it's self-drafted. Like I just did the love knot over and over in like panels, and then I stuck them together. And it was really like, I don't know if it's well made. The sewing is definitely questionable, but it's really, really pretty, and I have actually worn it. This is one of like the very few first pieces that I actually would wear and do wear, and it's super pretty. I'm actually in my like whips right now. I'm whipping up a second version of that top, which is going to be interesting because I don't have a pattern and it's not written down. But I want to make the exact same thing in this super gorgeous, I mean, okay, I'll tell you more about it in my whips video. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We then have item number 5, which is a white distressed pullover. So this I actually made right after I bought my Centro machine. I tried knitting and I realized that it really hurt my hands. So I was like, no, I can't do this. But I love the look of a knitted garment. I love the feel of it. So what I did was I bought a Centro and it was fun. I just like made things in the round, and then I made things in panels, and then I hated sewing them together, but you know, I did it. And this was the first ever garment that I made on the Centro, and my idea was, okay, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes, but like I wanna make that part of the look. You know, like I wanna use this shirt to experiment, and I want to take the fallen stitches that are obviously going to happen and turn them into like a distressed look. And I made this with the purpose of giving it to a friend, because I have a friend who's getting married, and she has a really cool style where she loves classic pieces but with a twist, right? So I made it. It's a very classic pullover. It's white, it's like oversized and gorgeous and cute, but it has this like random distressing in random spots all over it, and it looks really good. And she really, really loved it, so I was very, very proud of myself. Next, we have the item that I've probably worn the most, like the most out of everything that I've ever made. Again, holding with a theme that I absolutely cannot knit for the life of me, I decided to make crochet cables. So I made a crochet cable sweater. I followed a YouTube video, loved it. Such a great video, so well explained, so well done. The middle part is this like diamond shaping, which is beautiful. I just couldn't get in the rhythm of it, and I had planned this scarf as something that I would take with me on the plane. So I needed something that I could make without looking, without watching, without whatever, and so what I did was I just completely removed that panel, and instead of doing the cables on 2 sides and then on the other, I just made 3 cables instead, and I think it looks really, really pretty, really beautiful. I love just changing up patterns. I just love not listening to people. It's so sad, but like the original scarf is beautiful, and I would have loved to have that. I just didn't have the facilities for that at the time, but I might make it again, actually, now that I have a bit of time. That's a good idea. I have a lot of whips already and a lot of plans. Oh, I still need to make but yes, I need to make my plans for 2026 video. But yes, we then have a green bolero. So this is another gift item. I made this to give to a friend, again, in that country, in South Africa, and I didn't end up giving it to her because I didn't end up seeing her ever again. This is an adorable cardigan, okay? I made this using the Centro knitting machine, and I love it. When I tell you I love it, I'm not even kidding. I love it. This was made to look like the Crochet Cardi by Dana. And at the time, I didn't know that it was a pattern. I knew that they were selling the pieces, but I didn't know that they were also selling a pattern. Also, again, I suck at following patterns. So I like made the cardigan on my Centro, and then I was planning on stitching it together with the like beautiful contrast stitching. But after I made it, I was like, oh wait, but it's like so cute and basic, and I'm so cute and basic. Like maybe. So I ended up like not adding anything to it. I didn't even add buttons. I just left it as is, and it's gorgeous. I love it. But now I'm thinking it'll be interesting to like wear it as is and then add the stitching and wear it like that, and then also add the buttons and the button band and wear it like that. Oh, but no, I can't. Yeah. Yeah. I think that'll be really interesting, like a fun way to get even more life out of your knits. Okay, this is one of the biggest projects that I have created to date. It is a cardigan that I have made for my mother. It is beautiful. We saw this picture on Pinterest and we loved it, and basically our inspo picture, but you will see that it looks nothing like the actual cardigan we made. And this tends to happen. Like, here's the thing, what we loved about that picture was it's green, but we didn't love the shade of green. I think that green doesn't look so good on like our skin tone, so we changed up the shade of green. We loved how like huge and oversized it is. We also love the like big sleeves that come together at the cuff. We also love the like ribbing details, so we included all of that, but it's definitely not like a spot on replica by any means. And it's beautiful. She loves it. I've just finished making it like in this past year, and she's getting some wear out of it because it's pretty cool right now, and it's really, really pretty. Like, I love it. I steal it sometimes as well. It's so cute. Then we have the granny square set. Okay, so this is a scarf and some like hand warmers, and they're really stinking cute. I made this using Turkish yarn, which was really interesting. The yarn has like fibers, not fibers, it has threads. It's made up out of thread. So instead of being made up out of fiber, it's made up out of thread. And it's cool. But it's also weird because sometimes your hook can get stuck in between the threads, which is less cool. But it looks really interesting, and it was interesting to work with. At this point, I was still feeling the little hand warmers. I just got my granny square ones, so I thought I would make others. I used this really gorgeous, really cute beige color, and I made them ribbed, and I made them really simple. I love the being able to use your fingers part, you know? So like I wear them while I'm like knitting or crocheting, or while I'm writing at school, or even typing. Like, typing is easier when you have fingers, you know? So I love them, and then I thought, okay, I should make like a skinny scarf, because skinny scarves were trending. I was like, ooh, skinny scarf. And so I made one, and it's cute, but I think I would much prefer it if it was like a chunky scarf. Well, not even, just like a normal scarf, okay? So I think I'm going to do that, but I want to get some wear out of it as a skinny scarf first, because I still think like I'm not a skinny scarf girl, but I should be a skinny scarf girl. So fashionable. Next we have this orange market bag. This is not in the order that I made things. I made this and the next few bags quite a bit ago, but this is when I remembered to talk about them. I was really inspired by Mamma Mia too. This was a while after I watched it, like a few years after I watched it, but I loved that movie. And I had rewatched it, and I was, the friggin' like picking oranges scene, like the color of her skirt and her like market bag. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I made the market bag but just with the color of the skirt? And that's what I did, and it's freaking gorgeous. I just don't wear it because I'm dumb, but also I don't know where I would wear it because I don't like the idea of people being able to see everything that's in my bag. It's also like the idea, the thing that makes like the market bag so pretty is how it like opens up and stretches when you put things in it, which is so cute in theory, but like so not useful in concept, because suddenly it's like drooping and it's opening up, and I'm worried that like it's gonna tear or it's going to like anything, you know. Also the holes scare me, because what if things fall out of the holes? It's not very practical, but it's freaking gorgeous and I love it. And I'm currently using it to store some whips actually. So it is being used. It's just not being worn. We then have a pebble purse. This is super pretty. I made this using a video from a woman who does not speak English. And you know what? It was freaking worth it because her bag looked so pretty in that thumbnail. Oh my goodness. I was obsessed. I even used like the same color. She made it purple, I made it purple. Creativity? None. That never happens to me. Every time I follow a tutorial, I just like take general inspo and then do what I want. Nuh-uh. She made it purple, so I made it purple. She clearly knows what she's doing. Love that lady. I looked for her video again today so that I could link it here. I couldn't find it. I found knockoffs who also made it in purple because she's just that good. So I'm gonna keep looking for the video. Hopefully, if I find it, I will put it in the description, but I really couldn't find it, I'm sorry. I don't love the bag that I made, but it's not her fault. I didn't use the right yarn, I didn't use the right tension, I didn't use anything. It's not her fault. She's great. I suck. Okay? That's on me. Okay, then we had a bag that I made out of jeans. So this was actually for a school project. Yes, I do find every possible way to include crochet and knitting in my life, including school. So for a school project, we had to like find a way to repurpose materials. And I was like, I know a thing where you take other things and you make them the thing, and you can take the shirts and the pants and turn them into the bags. And so that's what we did. And I found a way to make everybody work on making me some yarn so that I could make the bag. I'm kidding, I ended up like making all of the yarn and the bag mostly, and then this purple shrug is stinking adorable. It's also the exact same thing that I did with my green shrug. Same video, same steps, same everything. That's also one of the really great videos that I've actually watched and actually finished and actually followed. Like, really great video. And I freaking love it. The only issue I had with like my initial shrug, with my initial shrug was that it was made out of acrylic, so it was a bit warm. Like, I would wear it and I would start like sweating, even though it's so gapey, it's so big, and yet still warm. So I made this out of cotton fabric, and it is the first fabric yarn. It's the first piece that I've actually made out of cotton, so yay for not acrylic! And I love it. I've worn it already, and I just finished it this year, so it's stinking cute. Okay, I also made these keychains. They are adorable. Do I use them? No. Do I have them on my keys? No, because I don't have backings for them. This is what the backs of them look like. That's right. This is what happens when you use tapestry crochet. They don't look bad. I just get worried that they're gonna like get stuck on things, and then they're eventually going to fray and tear and rip. And so I have to like cut up fabric and make it for the back. But I actually worked on these and some other projects because I wanted to like teach classes over the holiday. I wanted to teach crochet. And so I made like a bunch of prototypes and a bunch of like pieces and videos and ideas and stuff. And then I never ended up actually teaching the actual classes. This is the modified dusk bag. So this is what I talked about earlier. This is the only pattern that I followed, but I didn't even put it in the statistics because I barely followed it. It's really cute. I really love the idea behind the dust bag. I followed it definitely for like the strap and even the shape of the bag. I know it doesn't look like a dust bag, but I swear I followed it. But I just didn't make it as wide. So like the shape, mine like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's cute. I love it. I wear it. I can't fit anything in it, but like that's the point. These are scrunchies. I also made these for the mythical classes that I was apparently gonna have and never did, and they are stinking cute. They're not very elastic, so they don't actually work to like hold your hair up, but if you are already holding your hair up with an elastic, you can put these on top, and then they look so freaking cute. It's like, oh my gosh, what is that? It's like, oh, it's my crochet scrunchie that I made by myself on my own. Then we have a really, really tiny purse. This reminds me, you know what this reminds me of? Scissor. Scissor had like a really tiny bag at an event, and I don't know what event it was, and it fit nothing in there, and I loved it, and so I made it. But I actually made it again for the classes that I was hoping to teach, and I have never taught about it, nor have I worn it. So I mean, it's cute. I like yellow and purple together. I think they're really cute. This inflated my purple numbers, didn't it? Yes, it did. I bet. This is the huge failure of my entire crochet career. I have a career now. This is horrible. This took months to make because every single time that I worked on a project or like bought a new ball of yarn that was in the correct gauge, I would make a little square and then I would attach it to the bag. And so it took a really long time for the squares to gather up. But even now that it's done, I low-key hate it because it looks horrible. It has zero structure, it is extremely flimsy, it needs aligning so badly, but also it needs all the ends to be weaved in. And I don't want to do that. I am lazy about weaving in ends. So I tell myself that like it looks good, it looks rustic, it's gonna be great. Which works great while I'm not weaving in the ends, but it works terribly when I have finished the project and now cannot wear it. But yeah, that is all for everything that I've ever crocheted and knit. Ever since starting, I am very, very excited to see what this year brings, what the next year brings, and hopefully I'm going to be documenting every single one of those years in YouTube. And I'm also interested to see how this channel grows and like how I figure out how to fix up my performance. Also, let me know if that was interesting to you or not. Because if like nobody's interested in that, then I might just stop putting it like at the end of the video for myself. Just because I find it interesting, and then I can just like, or I can just put it in the screenshots and not talk about it, and then I can refer back to the screenshots and just, so let me know, please. But in case, if you haven't seen my previous video about everything I made in 2025, I have all of the items, I talk about them more thoroughly, and they are ranked. If you haven't seen my video about my whips, and it is also somehow out, please go check it out. I'm sure it's great. Bye!